She was more than just a singer. Whitney Houston was a voice that defined a generation. With a career filled with record-breaking achievements, unforgettable hits, and timeless performances, Whitney cemented her place as a cultural icon. Today, we celebrate the legacy of a woman whose influence transcends music, fashion, and culture. Welcome to All About Icons, where we honor Whitney Houston, the one and only voice. Stay tuned as we uncover the story of a legend whose music lives on forever, but whose life was cut tragically short. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories about your favorite stars. Let us know your favorite Whitney Houston moment in the comments below. Whitney Houston's birth and early life and personal life. Whitney Elizabeth Houston was born on August 9, 1963, in Newark, New Jersey, into a musical family. Her mother, Cissy Houston, was a renowned gospel singer and former member of the Sweet Inspirations, and her father, John Houston, was a well-known entertainment executive. Whitney's cousin, Dionne Warwick, and her godmother, Aretha Franklin, were also influential figures in the music world. From an early age, Whitney was surrounded by gospel music, and she often sang in the church choir. She was greatly influenced by her mother, who introduced her to the music of soul and gospel legends. In 1992, Whitney married singer Bobby Brown, and their highly publicized relationship became a focal point in the media. The couple had one daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, in 1993. However, the marriage was plagued by controversies surrounding Bobby Brown's struggles with substance abuse and Whitney's own battles with addiction. Despite the challenges, Whitney's career continued to thrive, but her personal life became increasingly tumultuous. At the time of her death in 2012, Whitney Houston's net worth was estimated to be around $20 million. However, it's important to note that her wealth fluctuated throughout her life, particularly due to her struggles with substance abuse and her spending habits. While her career brought in substantial income through record sales, tours, and film appearances, her financial situation was affected by her personal challenges and her divorce from Bobby Brown in 2007, which included legal and financial battles. After her death, Whitney's estate continued to generate revenue through royalties, licensing deals, and the release of posthumous albums and merchandise. In the years following her passing, her net worth has steadily increased, as her music and legacy remain in high demand. Her estate has reportedly earned hundreds of millions of dollars posthumously, including revenue from music sales, documentaries, and biographical works. As of recent estimates, the total value of her estate and posthumous earnings is believed to be far higher than her net worth at the time of her death. Whitney Houston's early career. Whitney's career began to take shape in the early 1980s when she worked as a model, becoming the first African-American woman to appear on the cover of Seventeen magazine. Her singing career took off after she was discovered by Clive Davis of Arista Records in 1983. Davis immediately recognized Whitney's extraordinary vocal talent and signed her to the label. In 1984, Whitney Houston was introduced to the world with the release of her debut album, Whitney Houston, in 1985. The album was an immediate commercial success, going multi-platinum and producing several hit singles, including How Will I Know, Greatest Love of All, and You Give Good Love. The success of the album launched her into stardom, and she became known for her powerhouse voice and unparalleled vocal range. Whitney Houston's rise to superstardom. Whitney's second album, Whitney, released in 1987, included the chart-topping hit I Wanna Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, which became one of her most iconic songs. Her blend of pop, R&B, and soul made her a global superstar, and she continued to break records. In the late 80s and early 90s, Whitney Houston became a fixture in pop culture and music. Her vocal control, breathtaking power, and emotional depth set her apart from her peers. Her 1992 album, The Bodyguard, original soundtrack album, became one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time, largely due to her iconic ballad, I Will Always Love You. The song, originally written by Dolly Parton, showcased Whitney's extraordinary voice and became her signature hit. The song topped the charts worldwide, earning her Grammy Awards and becoming one of the best-selling singles in history. Houston's acting career also flourished during this time. She starred opposite Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard, 1992, a romantic thriller that was a commercial and critical success. Whitney's role as a pop singer turned bodyguard client showed her on-screen presence, and she received praise for her performance. The soundtrack album, which she contributed to, became a global sensation, cementing her status as a multi-talented superstar. Throughout the 1990s, Whitney continued to release successful albums, such as I'm Your Baby Tonight, My Love Is Your Love, and Just Whitney. Her musical influence stretched across genres, from pop and R&B to gospel and soul. During this period, Whitney's music was featured in many films, including The Preacher's Wife, 1996, where she starred alongside Denzel Washington. She also appeared in Waiting to Exhale, 1995, and contributed to the movie's successful soundtrack. Substance abuse and decline. By the late 1990s, Whitney's struggles with substance abuse began to affect both her career and her personal life. Her performances began to suffer, and her once perfect vocal abilities began to deteriorate. Whitney's battle with drug addiction was highly publicized, and her turbulent marriage to Bobby Brown led to constant media scrutiny. Whitney's musical output slowed during this period, and her image suffered as she appeared in public looking frail and troubled. Despite these struggles, Whitney made attempts at recovery and began to work on her comeback. In 2009, she released I Look to You, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. The album's lead single, I Didn't Know My Own Strength, marked a triumphant return for Whitney, and the album received critical acclaim, showing that her voice had not been diminished by her personal battles. Whitney Houston's final years and tragic death. Tragically, Whitney's life came to an untimely end. On February 11, 2012, she was found unresponsive in her hotel room at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, just before the Grammy Awards. She was pronounced dead at the age of 48. The official cause of death was drowning in the bathtub, with heart disease and cocaine use listed as contributing factors. Whitney's death sent shockwaves through the world, and her funeral was attended by family, friends, and industry giants. Her daughter, Bobbi Kristina, tragically passed away 3 years later, in 2015, after a similar incident of drowning. Whitney Houston's legacy. Whitney Houston's legacy lives on through her music, which continues to inspire artists and fans alike. With 6 Grammy Awards, 30 Billboard Music Awards, and more than 200 million albums sold worldwide, she remains one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Whitney's voice, often regarded as one of the greatest of all time, set a new standard for vocal ability in pop and R&B. Whitney was known for her generosity, her commitment to her family, and her resilience. Her contributions to music and culture have shaped generations of artists and listeners. Her iconic songs, such as I Will Always Love You, Greatest Love of All, and I Wanna Dance with Somebody, will forever remain part of the soundtrack of global pop culture. Despite her personal struggles, Whitney Houston's impact on music and her legacy as a cultural icon remains undeniable. Her unforgettable voice and contributions to music will continue to resonate for years to come. Whitney Houston's story is one of brilliance, love, and resilience. Though her life was marked by unimaginable highs and heartbreaking lows, her legacy remains untouchable. She will forever be remembered as one of the greatest voices the world has ever known. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories about legends who changed the world. Let us know your favorite Whitney Houston moment in the comments below.